And Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Economic Development. What does he consider are the core components of a regional economic development plan?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, I thank the member for his excellent question, and it may take a little bit of time given these asked for the core components. In my view, a regional economic development plan needs a number of elements. An important component is access to capital, encouraging companies to invest. That's why, for example, NZTE has established a new regional investment attraction program to help regions attract new investment and take advantage of their opportunities. Another key area is skills. Right around the country, the government is investing in more closely matching the skill levels of New Zealanders with the jobs in regions through our universities and polytechs and apprenticeships and industry training. Of course, developing our natural resources is also important, Mr Speaker. That's why we're focused on reforming the RMA to make better decisions, developing our oil and gas resources, water storage and irrigation, and reforming the Māori Land Act. And infrastructure is vital as well, which is why the government is building the roads of national significance and investing heavily in regional roading projects, as well as innovative technologies like ultra-fast broadband and rural broadband. In fact, I would say there are many key areas of a regional development plan, Mr Speaker. So yet again, I invite the member to take a look at the government's business growth agenda, which contains 350 initiatives across 6 key areas to grow jobs and growth in regions around New Zealand.
Supplementary question, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Grant.
In light of that answer around infrastructure, is clear planning an important part of creating a regional economic development plan? And if so, how does spending hundreds of thousands of dollars doing an upgrade to the Motu Bridge near Gisborne, an upgrade that's due to finish in the next fortnight, only to decide to fund a project that will see the newly strengthened bridge knocked down, a good use of taxpayer money?
Order. Order.
Dear,
order.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Order. Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, the member makes an interesting point. That particular bridge is going to have $100,000 spent on it, which is going to keep it in shape for the next 4 years, and then the big one can be built. Now, if the member's opposing the new bridge at Motu or repairing the existing bridge, I think that's going to be very well received in Gisborne. And, Mr Speaker, all of those projects that the member raises, which is a small but significant part, don't you be talking loony economics. You've got Mr. Moa Hunter behind you. That's loony economics.
Order.
Speaker.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Is Gisborne Mayor Meng Foon correct when he says about the replacement of the Motu Bridge, quote, "Now they can throw that money in the drain and get a new bridge"? And does throwing money down the drain represent National's great regional economic plan?
Right, the Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, I understand that's not what the Mayor said. I've been advised of that. But again, the member needs to go to Gisborne and talk to the people there, as Mr Brownlee and I did with Mrs Tolley not very long ago, launching the East Coast Economic Study, when they are very keen to see these projects develop. And this government has invested significantly in roading projects in the Gisborne region, and I encourage the member to continue on with his approach, because once again he's showing he knows nothing about economic development.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, Grant Robertson.
Mr Speaker, in light of the Minister's answer, I seek leave to table the comments of Gisborne Mayor Meng Foon.
Order. I simply need to know the source of that.
Well, the source is a media report, but he has challenged my word.
Order. Member will... I'm not putting the leave. Now, the member may have further supplementaries. Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
When Jerry Brownlee said that the current strengthening project would pay, quote, instant dividends to the local economy, can he assure the House that there will be hundreds of thousands of dollars of instant dividends before the bridge just gets pulled down?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Let me explain to the member. This is 2014. The new bridge will be finished around 2017. So, yes, it needs to keep the existing bridge for a while the new bridge is built. And if the member turns his mind to that, he can see that that will be $100,000 well spent for Gisborne.
Question, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Would a core component of a regional economic development plan include developing plans to support industries that are significant to a region? And if so, why has he ignored the pleas of the East Coast region that if money is to be spent on roads, it should be spent on upgrading forestry roads, as Labour has committed to in our forestry upgrade package?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I do believe that we should be encouraging the development of industries and regions, which is why this government supported the windblown timber legislation last week, which the Labour Party didn't support. It's while this government is unambiguously in favour of oil and gas exploration in the Taranaki Bight, where the Labour Party was like, yeah, nah, and not interested in that. And actually, Mr. Speaker, this government, as I pointed out, has 350 separate initiatives in regional economic development through the business growth agenda. But I have to admit, Mr. Speaker, we don't have the resuscitation of the Moa project in this book at this stage, but we will look into it for the members.
Supplementary question, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Why is it that after 6 years, the National Party's best effort on regional development is a somersault while standing on a pork barrel? And where is the support for regional initiatives that will actually grow sustainable jobs, like supporting the Mayor's Task Force for Jobs, for instance?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
The member, Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry, is so out of touch. This government has supported a huge range of projects in the region. Well, let me take you through some. Thank you. I will take the extra time. Ultra-fast and rural broadband around New Zealand. The primary growth partnerships, Mr. Speaker, for the agricultural industry. The R&D funding for companies all over New Zealand. NZTE's Regional Business Partner Program, which works on developing management and R&D capability in businesses around the regions, Mr. Speaker, encouraging oil and gas exploration, encouraging, dare I say it, water storage and new irrigation projects, the national cycle trails, export education, and so on, Mr. Speaker. We have a range of projects. Mr. Robertson just has platitudes.
Order. Order. Question number 7, Julie Ann Gento.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Transport and asks, why are the regional state highway projects